Okay, internet got interrupted. So continuing the talk, we are analyzing the sloka 164. It says, Dehandriyada vasati brahmoditam is born of the Brahma delusion, and Vidwan ahantam na jahati yavatu. So Vidwan, he may be knowledgeable in all fields, but ahantam na jahati yavat, as long as he doesn't give up the notion that I am this notion, he does not give up with the body, then tavan natasyasti vimukti vartahapi asvesha vedanta nayantadarsi. Here the Shankara says tavat, until, as long as is that, until then this tasya, for him this vimukti vartahapi na, that means he cannot get liberated from, even the word of liberation also does not come to him. So therefore, essentially, even the varta is essentially vimukti vartapi. You are nowhere closer to the moksha as long as I have a notion of I am this body. So first thing, at the physicus level, that is the grossest level, we are living all through our life trying to cater for the body needs. Bodies need certain things. It has required certain the valid food. Not that body wants only pizzas and all that particular, that is only from the point of taste wise, but body for the healthy wise, it requires certain carbohydrates, minerals and so on and so forth. But I eat all sorts of junk because not for the body's need, because to satisfy my hunger, so on and so forth, or my desires. Therefore, what is body required has to be supplied as long as I am living in the world, as long as I am using the BMI. But use the BMI for gaining this knowledge, because even to do study of Vedanta, I need the body. I have to go to a teacher, I have to take the body only. Without the body, I cannot go to teacher. I can sit at home and say, oh, you go and study. Mind cannot go. So body is required for Vedantic study, for sadhana, all that is required. But understanding while using the body, I am not the body, has to be understood. It's like being the body is impermanent, the first one, and therefore I cannot be because I am a permanent. Therefore I have to see a mithyattvam, that which is not permanent but appears to be there, is called mithya, and that has to be understood. So asati, until I realize that it's only a mithya, that means it is asat vilakshanam. Remember the words, mithya means that which is neither real nor unreal, and that is essentially comes under, it is not unreal because I am experiencing it, it's not real because it's not permanent. So since it is continuously changing, therefore it's not real. Since it is experiencing, it's not unreal. Therefore we call it asati, which is mithya. And as long as I do not understand it, I may be a PhD or the greatest wise person, but that's called vidwan. So I may be with all the knowledge of the worldly knowledge, or all objective knowledge, I may be greatest scientist, but if I do not have ahantam, this I notion is not given up on this body, tavat tasyasti vimukti vartapi. Even the very word cannot come to him closer to the moksha. Forget about even the word also, because there is no liberation for him. And here in the last line, it says Atvesha Vedanta Nayantadarsi. It says even if one is a student of Vedanta, as knows the Vedanta, but if he doesn't give up the notion or the I notion in the body, lives at the body level, I notion in the body means he is living at the body level all the time, then there is no question of moksha. He may know Vedanta, he studied left and right, he may be scholar and he may be teacher, says vadanti shastrani patanti, and then he may be able to speak. He says nothing will happen. Says essentially, he says Asteshu Vedanta Nayanta Darsi. Astu, let it be. He may be, let it be a Vedantin also. He might have Darshana Darsi, the one who knows the Vedanta but does not apply to his own body from the point, he does not use the discrimination enough. He may know as an objective knowledge, he may be a professor of Vedanta in the Vedic University getting paid there, but that doesn't help. So therefore, it is essentially the bhuktaye, natu muktaye. In the Vivek Sudamani, himself says it's only for the food, for the food's sake. He is getting a salary as a Vedantic teacher, but at the same time, he is still a samsari, no liberation for him. It's not the intellectual knowledge per se that is required, but you have to apply that intellectual knowledge as a viveka, means discrimination of nitya anityam, what is eternal and what is ephemeral. That has to be analyzed. And so even if I have the Vedanta study is done for the scholarship basis, I may be able to give talks, I may be able to give writings, all that, but that is of no help if I still live at the body level. So the question is, should I not live at the body level? Body level has to be lived when I am transacting in the world, because I am here and I am not there. So at the transaction level, body needs to be taken care of. What is required in terms of food wise and if the medicines wise, all that has to be done. If it's a blood pressure, you have to take the blood pressure medications that are required to keep the blood. Why should I take care of the body when I am not? It is because as long as I am in the BMI in this world, I have to transact. Anikashchit chanamapi jatu tushtasya karmakatu. No one can remain performing an action. But with what attitude I perform the action? I can use the body and at the same time know that I am not the body. It's not ungratefulness. This is called vilapanam. So pravilapanam in the Taittiriya Upanishad, first I see this is impermanent, then I realize that it is mithya, and then I recognize since it is mithya, I am satyam, therefore I am not this. That means negation of the reality to the plurality is called pravilapanam. So negation of the reality that I am the body has to be given up, other than using the body. I can say, hey, this is my car, and therefore I know I am not the car because this is mine. Mine is different from I. Therefore, I can use the car for whatever purpose as long as the car is running. If the car has problems, I have to take it to the garage, get it repaired, because I need the convenience of going from one place to other place. It's only a vehicle for convenience for transactions. But I don't identify myself with the car as I am the car, because anything happens to the car, I get agitated and all that, as though it is I am affected. In the same way, whenever the body is this is my body, I can use this body for transactional purposes, knowing very well I am not the body. That has to be understood. Therefore, even a study of Vedanta, and even Jnani uses the body for process that is to be for transactional purposes, but at the same time, he is understood that I am not the body. Clearly, whenever, particularly when the body having a problems, we won't look at the body when everything is perfect, we don't have the problem. We recognize the problems of the body when the body is not functioning properly. Then only say, I am having a back pain, I am having this pain, I am not able to get up, and sitting is a project, getting up is another project. All these problems of the body I take myself. I can use it for convenience to transact with the world. So I cannot say this body is having a problem. So I am having a problem, please give me some medicine or something. I can go to a doctor and say. That's only for transactional purposes. knowing very well I am not the body. So knowledge has to be a discriminative faculty. That's why it's called viveka, where I keep my mind all the time. It's called shruti. You know, in the Carnatic music or even Hindustani music, when the singer is singing, there will be tambura going on. It is shruti. It says you do not do apashruti. You don't go out of the shruti. Even though he is doing arohanam and avarohanam, that means going up and coming down and all that, but within the shruti only. Shruti means scriptural teaching also. Scriptural teaching is pointing out my real nature. I have that should be in mind all the time while I am transacting up and down in the transactional world. That has to be understood. Therefore here, the warning here, Dehendriyada vasati brahmoditam vidvan ahantam na jahati yavat tavanna tasyasti vimukti vartapi asvesha vedanta nayanta darsi. So that who even knows Vedanta, unless you apply in the day-to-day, until I am detached from the identification with that. It's called pravilapanam. It's like taking a pot and say, what is this? This is a pot. So examine. Really, is it a really pot? Look carefully. What is it? Oh, it is a clay. It's because it's made up of clay. It came from the clay, sustained by the clay, and goes back into the clay. So what is a pot? Pot is only a form of clay and baked in such a way that form stays, and therefore it has a utility, transactability, all that is required. So is a pot real or not real? Pot is real at a transaction level because this pot is different from that pot and so on and so forth. But what is the essence? Essence is the clay. Clay is real because even clay has become in this pot, in the other pot in a different form. So each pot is only taking a particular shape. What is there is only pot. Every pot, what is there is only clay. So every part of the pot is nothing but clay only. So if I understand it and say there is no really clay pot there, what is there is only clay. While using the pot as a pot for convenience to transact or to transmit water from one place to the other place, I can still declare there is no pot here. What is there is only clay. Same way, while transacting with the world, with the body, I can say there is no body here. What is there is only Brahman in the form of this body. This vision not only from this body, for every body I transact with also, because I am transacting with the world, but I am transacting really Nama and Rupa of Brahman. So I am only transacting with the Ishvara in the form of this person, this name and this form, and the other name and other form. Names are different, forms are different, transactions are different with each name and form, yet it is nothing but Ishvara only in that form or Brahman only. All that knowledge has to be used. Therefore, that knowledge, application of this knowledge is Vedanta. So Vedanta study also, however much you study, if I keep identifying myself and not giving up the notion of I-ness in this body, the sloka says that there is no liberation in this life and any other life also. So, Vakjari Sabdajari Shastra Vakyanu Kaushalam Vaidushyam Vidusham Tadvat Bhuktaye Natu Muktaye. So even though I know, this is from the Viveka Chudamani sloka also, Vakjari means a flow of continuous, sparkling flow of Vedanta can come, but if it is not notion that I am the body is not, the notion is still there, then there is no liberation. This is what a warning for even Vedantic student. This Vedanta has to be assimilated. That is what is called aparoksha jnanam. With this, we will come back again in the next class. We will stop here now. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.